Hi Virgo, welcome to your February love reading. I went ahead and pulled your base cards so I could just kind of meditate on them and see kind of what's going on. Very interesting. This card right here is your overall influence card for the month of February. And it's just basically telling me you're starting over, you're starting anew, you're turning the page, starting a new leaf. You're beginning a whole entire new cycle in your life, and it's starting in February. Right out of the gate, in the beginning of the month, you got the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles talks about bringing balance back into your life. So you might have gone through something pretty extreme recently, or are going through something extreme. If you are single, it means you're going to meet a very generous man, or somebody who has money, somebody that's also going to bring balance into your life. If you're single, the Star card. Yeah, there's stardom also coming into your life. The stars and the planets are aligning in your favor. Butterflies and roses are all coming out because somebody is on their way towards you. If you are in a relationship or recently got out of a relationship, you're sort of praying. Look at her. You recently went through something really horrific, and you're praying up, and you have hope, you have optimism. Same if you're single. You're just praying, please bring me somebody decent, please bring me somebody good. And you're optimistic overall. King of Pentacles in the middle of the month. You have this fellow. Either this is you, Virgo. Could also be another Capricorn or Taurus in your life. Energies, are vice versa. You know this. If you're a female, you're dealing with a male counterpart earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And this person's in your life. Either they're coming into it or they're leaving. And I say this because the very next card is the Three of Swords, which is extreme pain. It is fundamental extreme pain. And usually this comes suddenly. So this is why it makes it extra more painful. So either you're going through a divorce, a breakup, a separation, and the last nail in the coffin happens in the middle of the month. Forewarned is forearmed. I know it's a shitty reading. If you're single, this means you've just recently been disappointed. That you're not finding your person and whatever, or you're disappointed in all the people that you're meeting. But this is the only shit card in the whole month. I promise you everything turns around. And the one amazing thing about Virgos is how resilient you guys are. Because in the next card, you're like, I'm going to go on a new journey. Fuck this shit. I don't need this shit. I don't need him, and I don't need this crap, and I don't need anything. Same if you're single. You're about to embark on a new journey. You're going to start something fresh and new. The overall influencing card, as I have said before. I want to show you one other thing in my deck. Specifically this deck. Like this. So crazy. When I had these cards next to each other and they were aligned. You know, look at her. She's like screaming in pain, and there's like essence of herself, or being gutted out. After this happens, look at this. The one stream that's coming goes right into her hands, and she's like, I'm going to leave this pit, this dirt, and I'm going to the edge of the mountain. I'm going to jump into the abyss of the universe and trust that they have something amazing for me. Look at this. It's as if she's like pulling it away. And she's like, enough of this, enough of pain. I will not accept this. I will not allow this. She's grabbing it and she's taking it and she's leaving the pit and going in. And she's taking that journey. She's taking that risk. Same thing if you're single. You're done with this. You're done with the heartstrings being pulled in the wrong direction. You're pulling them away into something new, fresh, beginning, new cycle. Let me tell you something. At the end of the month, you got wish fulfillment, girl. Boy, who's ever reading this, you have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. And I don't know if this is somebody that you will newly meet, another counterpart, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Earth sign, male, female, depending who you are, because this card was right above it. Now I'm going to go in and clarify everything just to see what is going on so we can do a bit of a deeper dive. Yeah, so the Six of Pentacles, which we're talking about balance and restoring balance into your life, or if you're single, meeting a generous individual. Moon. A lot of things that had happened to you were secrets behind the scene. So you're not aware of what had happened. Maybe there was a third party situation that broke up your relationship. Maybe you're not meant to know, if you're single, when this individual is coming into your life, because sometimes they just need to be gifted to you when the universe needs to do what they got to do. Because when you're involving other souls, you have to work out their soul journey along with yours so they can put them on your road. But this is the beginning of the month, so things are going to quickly change anyway. The Star, you have the Hierophant in reverse and Justice in reverse. Yeah, this is a relationship, a marriage that ended or is ending, and here's the law, a divorce, and Justice in reverse. So this just tells me, Virgo, that you were done wrong, for sure. And this is why you're like sitting here praying and being optimistic and hoping to understand, whether you're praying that this all goes back right, or maybe you can fix the marriage, or maybe you don't need a divorce. I don't know, but it's you're sitting here being optimistic that everything's going to work out. Believe me, if this is meant to end, let it end. You don't need toxicity in your life, Virgos. You just don't. King of Pentacles. Let's see. Ten of Wands. So this person burdened you. They exhausted you. They added one too many sacrifices that you couldn't take. They put a lot of shit on your plate. Or if this is you, you are burdened. You are exhausted. You made one too many sacrifices for the other person. And, they didn't balance you out. It wasn't fair. This was you, this was them. You were giving, they weren't. If you're single, same. You just feel like you have one too many responsibilities right now, and that's why you haven't really been putting yourself out there. Or the people that you're meeting, you feel that you would take on too much sacrifice by dating them. Three of Swords with the Ten of... Let me just put this deck over here. Three of Swords with the Ten of Wands. So you were betrayed. You were stabbed in the back. And this is why you broke up. They betrayed you. If you're single, you're done with all the deceit and the betrayal from the past. You're over it. You're done. But you're staying optimistic because, you are taking this fool's journey. You're jumping into the unknown. Yeah. Two of Pentacles. So this is telling me, Two of Pentacles in reverse is interesting because it tells me you're no longer juggling a situation, or you're no longer taking shit from somebody else, and you're no longer confused about what had happened. And you're just dropping it. You're like, forget it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start a new cycle in my life, a new journey. I'm not even going to bother to fix it. I'm not even going to bother juggling it. Same if you're single. You're going into a new journey. You're just going to, put yourself out there is really what it's telling me. You really are that optimistic. You're like, oh, I'm going to put myself out there and see, what goes on. And I'm determined to find my person, especially in the reverse position. You're determined. Nine of Cups with the Five of Wands. I'm just going to pull one more. Page of Swords. I was told, my download was pull one more. Okay, so this is the wish fulfillment, and these are the two cards that are clarifying it. So if you're single and you're putting yourself out there and you're excited and what have you, you're just going through the dating scene, over here where it talks about, I don't want to say challenges, because this is also the fives. The fives are changes. But it just also is a card of competition. So maybe in your mind you think that, the field is oversaturated and that you've got to compete. But that's in your head, Virgo. You're very attractive. And also on the flip side, the Page of Swords is people are looking at you. not stalking you per se, but they're like, damn, look at that Virgo. Look at her gut. What? He's hot. She's hot. Oh my God. They're peeping you. You know, if you're single, of course. Again, but you're putting yourself out there in the dating world. But this time I feel like as if you're being very methodical about it. You're thinking things through before you do them. But whatever you're doing, you're happy to put yourself out there. Now, if you're the one that recently suffered a divorce or a breakup or what have you, you're happy to be single. You're happy to put yourself out there again. And you're happy to start afresh, anew, and, you know, using your mind towards it. Whatever it is, you're really very optimistic. And that's the end of the month. So you really are starting over. You are definitely starting a new chapter in your life. Now, for everybody, I just kind of interestingly pulled one more card for Valentine's Day, what you will be doing on that day. So what is my Virgos who need to hear these messages on the 14th doing? Now, this could happen the day before, the day of, or the day after, as energies, you know, are fluid. What are they doing on February 14th, my Virgos? Please tell me what they're doing on February 14th. Ace Pentacles. Ooh, la la. You're meeting somebody new, and they want to start something new with you. Could it be this King of Pentacles because he's boom right smack dab in the middle of the month? Or are you making an offer to somebody else, if you are the male, for somebody new? Because maybe you know that you're dealing with a breakup, and you're like, I'm over it. I'm putting myself out there, and I'm jumping in the dating pool right away. And I'm making an offer, or you're receiving an offer in the middle of the month. For sure. And if you're single, you're definitely on a date. You're definitely talking to somebody. You're definitely hanging out with someone else. And it ain't no boyfriend, girlfriend, meaning like a friend, a buddy. You're on a date. Please come back and write to me if this actually happened to you guys on the 14th or around. Please clarify Ace of Pentacles. What else can we say about the 14th? Valentine's Day. Why is Ace of Pentacles there? Please clarify Ace of Pentacles. Thank you. Knight of Wands. But it was in the reverse. So I want to tell you two things. Be careful that, you know, this could mean like, you know, don't jump in the sack too quickly. Don't have like hot sex and then, you know, expect the relationship thereafter to spawn post this. This is somebody that's writing in and could easily write out. It just tells me that they're slightly mature or maybe younger than you. So just be aware of this. But somebody's definitely hot to trot for you. Because it is a knight and they trot. But they're in the reverse. So be careful that they're not a playboy. And they're just coming in for sex and leaving. But the Ace of Pentacles is pretty substantial. So they're very interested in you. Just be careful. And it's not because they only want sex from you. It's just that's how they are because they're slightly immature. You know, this is usually the card of the Sagittarius, or it could be a fire sign. Aries, Saggy, or Leo. But in the reverse, because they're younger and could be a little bit more immature, they just forget to cross the T's and dot the I's. That's just about what's going on. So that's what's happening on that day. Any messages for my Virgos? My last and final card from the Romance Angels, Doreen Virtue. Archangel Michael, Raphael, Samuel. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Yeah, I mean, clearly for that card to pop out, and I expected no less, is because when you're single and you've been constantly disappointed, you seal your heart off. Or if you've been brokenhearted, or you suffered a divorce, or you suffered a breakup, or you suffered severe pain from an ex, or, you know, a loss of a relationship, it's very hard for somebody to open up just like that and put themselves out there. That's why it's saying it's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. So, of course, it's going to tell you, you know, it's safe to love. So put yourself out there. Be vulnerable, Virgos. And if you do, you will be rewarded by the universe. Please hit like and or subscribe so we can circulate this video for the other Virgos who need to hear these messages. If these messages didn't relate to you, please listen to your moon and or your rising, or just go ahead and listen to those anyway because they may complement this reading or clarify this reading. And yeah, I'll see you guys next month to see how things pan out. Bye, Virgos.